Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another painting tutorial. Today I'm going to be working on an 11 by 14 stretched canvas, and I have the following colors: yellow oxide and cadmium orange hue. And I'm going to paint the entire canvas with a combination of both of these colors. I'm going to use my 70 jumbo flat brush, a little bit of water, and just in no specific way, just paint the canvas, pre-paint it however you want. And I'm just going around in little circles while I'm moving the brush over and around the canvas so I can kind of mix those two colors into each other a little bit better and thin out some of the paint that I applied that might be a little bit thicker in some areas. And I've got a number 10 small flat brush, 1/2 inch, and there's a little bit of water on it. I'm just going to come right about here, gently push my brush flat and twist. And by doing this, I'm gently taking off that paint, exposing a sun. And I'm going to come right down here where we're going to have some water, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm also going to go and sweep paint off sideways like this. Just for a little reflection and some ripples in the water. Now, just by moving your brush a little bit down or a little bit higher on one side, you can create gentle little movements in the water, in those ripples. Or if you want the water to be just really, really calm, then try to keep your lines really straight. The next two colors I'm going to be using are bright aqua green and light blue violet by Liquitex Basics. The next brush I'll be using is my number 20 flat brush. Take a little bit of water, and I'm going to take a scoop of each color here, the blue and the turquoise, and I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to add some titanium white. And you can see some of that orange and yellow oxide coming out and blending in a little bit to the green and the blue, and it's really, really pretty. Gives us a hazy, smoky look. we'll just shape around our sun. Then we'll come down in the water. We'll just leave a little space there for our horizon line. Pull some lines across. So we want a combination of the bright sun, those lines and highlights and reflections in the water. And then we also want to leave some of the orange and add some of the blue and the green. I'm going to take one of my round brushes. This is a number 5. And I'm just going to take a little bit of those colors, the green, the blue, and some white. And I'm going to fill this in, but I'm going to go around. Add a little dab of white inside. A little bit of white here and there. And then I'm going to come up top here and I'm just going to take off some of the paint. And we'll be left with a light sort of peachy underpainting, which will give our clouds and our sky a really beautiful glow. You want to just rinse your brush out each time. It can kind of give you the same sort of look you would get if you had added gold leaf to your painting beforehand. I'm going to use a stiffer brush. This one here, this one's really stiff. It's a number 6 flat, and I'll be able to get a bit of a better scrape. I'm working with thick paint today for this one. So I'm kind of adding a little wiggle here and there. is just to create a few breaks in the clouds and get that glow from the sun. Then I'll just come in and add the odd little one down here as well. This is a fun process. I've shown this a few times in my tutorials. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tried this and your thoughts on this technique. I'm going to take off a little bit more on the very top to open the sky up a bit more. So pushing off and wiggling up towards both sides. So what ended up happening was I had a water drip down here that I didn't notice, wasn't aware of, and I just went to wipe it off and it did the same thing that I was doing up here. It exposed the peachy orange and yellow oxide underpainting, and same with here. Though I didn't plan for that to happen, I think it looks kind of pretty and I'm gonna make it work. And I'm just gonna use my number 10 flat brush again. I'm gonna take a little bit of white and a little bit of the blue. And I'm going to come in here and start adding some clouds with this really pretty blue. I'm just wiggling it in, sometimes using a little bit more blue, sometimes a little more white. And by changing the amount of blue and white that we're using, it'll give us multi-tones in the sky. And we can come in and add a little bit of the green as well. Now I'll take some white and I'll come over top, add these little gentle scoops. I'm just going to start to go wiggle side to side, back and forth. I'll take a little bit of green and white. And then I'll do the same thing in the water. Take a little bit of the blue and the white now, and just alternate. A little bit of blue and white again. Right over that horizon line. The next color I'm going to take is some black, some burnt sienna, and I'll be adding a little bit of olive gouache. I'm going to use my number 3 round brush, a little bit of water, brown and black, mix the two together, and I'm going to add a big tree right here. I'm going to make it start to look a little bumpy, a little thicker there, and then have it over this way. Make sure the base of this tree is wider than the rest. And then I'm going to start twist and roll my brush. Get a little bit of water on there. Push, twist, and roll. Take it off the canvas. A big tree here, so these branches are going to go right off the top. And we're going to twist over, get a little bit of water on there. And wherever we want to have thinner branches, we're just going to let off on the amount of pressure we use and just use the tip. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit more black and brown. Widen this tree again a little bit. And just check out my branches, make sure they're all a little bigger where they start coming off of the tree trunk. This area in here is thicker than here, so I'm going to make this a little thicker. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this green gouache, olive green color, and I'm going to pull a few little branches here before we come in with another brush. Just kind of start a little bit of weeping willow branches. And at this point, I'm just pulling off of some of that wet brown and black paint. This will instantly give us some darker shades of the green. And we'll get like a nice natural transition. So I'm going to be using my 1/4 inch dagger brush. Get it a little bit wet. And I'm going to pick up this olive green. And I'm going to start adding it same way as I did was using my round brush. Just line it up and pull. Now if yours happens to not be straight down, say if you get a little bit of a angle to it, it'll just make it look like there's a bit of a breeze and it's blowing those willow branches. So I'm turning my brush straight like this sometimes to make finer lines, and then sometimes I'm using the whole width of it to pull them down. So we want to make some parts of the tree heavier, so I'll go over them a little bit more. A little bit of water there, and I'll turn my brush this way. This is a really nice shade of green. It tends to kind of glow too if you have it applied thin over a lighter background, so you can use it for your brighter highlighted areas. So then I'm going to come in here and just kind of slice into that brown and black, and we're just going to come like this and add a little bit more. And just build on. Again, mix up a little bit more. Use a little bit of water if you have to. Paint, a little bit of water. Okay, just rinsing my brush out. I'm going to take a little bit of white with my olive green here. So we're just adding a little bit of accent highlight here. So a little bit of that sunlight. Maybe that peaceful kind of a glow. And if you feel like maybe you've added too much, it doesn't take a lot to come back over and add some more green. Now I like the highlights that I have. I'm just going to show you a way to make them really pop. go back really close to them. Find where your brightest highlights are that you add, and then take some of your darkest colors with that same green. And you'll get more of a contrast like that. Just gonna add just a little bit more right here. And take a tiny bit of this, and mostly white. Just warming this white up a little bit. And just pulling it down here at the shoreline. Okay, now that it's all dry, I'm going to continue with my angle brush. I'm going to take some white with a little bit of water, and I'm going to add some sunrays. Gentle little pull. Apply a little bit extra white right there in the center. And I'll take a little bit more water and white on my brush. And just make the reflection sparkle a little bit. Just adding a little bit more white where we've already got those lighter lines. Okay, I'm going to take some of my burnt sienna, just a little bit of white, and I'm just going to catch the inside on the left here of the tree. And then I'll take some black and I'll just catch the other side. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial using a few different colors, techniques, and showing you how to use the dagger brush. Thanks for watching. I wish you guys all the best. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!